Well, the old Latin phrase, caveat emptor, is certainly very true. Here we have a 2010 Mac Pro. I think of it as the mystery Mac. From the eBay listing, there's just absolutely no telling what might possibly be inside of it. The only pictures were pretty dim, some so dark as to be impossible. The one thing that I could tell from the pictures, though, the case was intact. So this is shipping damage, courtesy of FedEx. Turn that around so you can see. Oh, how sad that is. And that was not the condition which was packed. Now, whose fault is this? Is this FedEx's? I don't think so. Honestly, I think the seller, was buying up lots of stuff in a closed business. This computer was part of it. Interesting little thing. If I can. I've taken off the name, but this was inside. Do not throw away. So it had something of some value here. But, well, what are you going to do? I've contacted him. We'll see what kind of resolution we can make on that. But there was nothing. I doubt that he even attempted to boot it up. He just packed it up from what came out of the office and sent it on. This could be the most max spec'd out machine in the history of the universe. It could be an empty case. There's from the back of it, there's a graphics card in there. So it's not completely empty. Most likely something in between. Okay, let's get this turned back around. And pop open the case. At least the door comes off. All right, what have we got here? Single CPU tray, pretty much what I expected would be. Let's see, the stock ATI Radeon, which is okay. Now, there's in the third hard drive bay, there is a blue Mount Pro OWC sled, which leads me to think maybe there's an SSD in there. But let's check out all the bays. Hard drive, 1 terabyte Western Digital. That's not nothing. Another hard drive. Also 1 terabyte Western Digital. And the Mount Pro, sure enough, Crucial solid state drive. 512 gigabytes, that's not nothing either. And that bay's empty. Okay. Alright, there is an optical drive in there. And we have RAM. Two gigabyte modules. So I am suspecting then that all of those are populated with 2 gigabyte modules, so that would make a total of 8, which again is not nothing by any means. All right. But wait, there's more. There's this older Dell monitor. Nice stand on it. It swivels and turns and does all sorts of tricks. No HDMI on it, which is why I would say that it's older. I'd probably call it worth $50, maybe 75. You know, we'll have to see how it performs. And the Apple wired keyboard. Those are nice keyboards. I actually use those all the time, so I'm kind of glad this is here. That's decent. You know, I see those go for 60, 70 bucks. I've also seen them go for 25, which I think is probably closer to the mark. Yes, they're not that uncommon. All right. Now, there's a bag of box of goodies here. Again, put together coming out of that office. Okay, a power strip, some value there, lots of cords, various adapters, or I imagine all the monitor cords then are in there. Yep. Huh. This some kind of USB splitter, I guess. Another monitor cord. Ah, I heard maybe a dual monitor setup and they only brought one. Oh, it's a MagSafe. Well, that'll actually, was assuming it works, that would power my MacBook 2015 MacBook Pro. Never hurts to have spares. Oh wow. My Passport for Mac. I remember these. They used to sell them pre-formatted for people who didn't know how to operate disk utility. Don't see the cord though. A mouse. Cheap Logitech mouse. All right, yeah, as long as that's a good brand, and it'll work here. Going, Ethernet cord. I kind of hope there's airport on it. There should be. I mean, they came with airport standard. There's the power cord for the Mac Pro, and computer. Okay, no, one of those is the power strip, and then plug for the monitor, and another plug. Yeah, but only one monitor. Well, again, never hurts to have spares. So we've set up the makeshift computer desk. I have no idea if this old machine is actually going to boot up after what it's been through in its trip here. But we're going to take a look and find out. Okay, Mystery Mac is all plugged in, as is this little Dell monitor and the keyboard and the mouse that all came with. So yeah, I mean, at least everything came as a complete package ready to go, and let's see what happens. Well, the light on the Mac Pro did go on. Okay. No boot chime, no. Huh. No bootable device. Insert boot disk and press any key. That's strange. I mean, I had every thought that maybe those drives had all been wiped clean. There'd be no OS on the machine. But that's nothing you see on a Mac. Huh. Okay. I'm going to shut it down. And restart, holding the Option key down, and we'll see if we get the bootloader and the boot manager. Macintosh HD, recovery partition. Okay, so there's at least a recovery partition on there. That's something. 10.10.5, that would be Yosemite, I think. Okay. EFI boot? All right, I'm curious. Oh! Windows. Okay. Frustum.com. I guess that would be the business that this came from. All right, and there's a password option, so I'm not going to get in there, but that's okay. Let's restart it. And get back to the boot manager. All right, and this time, okay, that looks a little more familiar. Still no no boot chime. But something's loading here. And right to the desktop. Okay. And that would be Yosemite, all right. Okay, sound is. I'm still wondering why there's no boot chime in here. Yeah, they move everything around with each different version. Sound. Okay, it's set to digital out, so if we... Google Drive cannot connect to the internet. That's not surprising, we're not connected to the internet. Okay, so that would explain that. All right. Let's take a look here about this Mac. Yep, Yosemite 10.10.5. I don't remember how far Yosemite got up. There's the 8 gigabytes of DDR3 ECC RAM. All right. 2.8 gigahertz quad core. Storage. There's the boot drive. Solid state drive. Yeah, I'm betting Windows is on that solid state drive. Okay. And then shared. Let's have a look at disk utility here. My disk utility has changed. Okay, yeah, Windows NT. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Macintosh for Mac OS Extended Journal. Oh, okay, okay. So he's got a 512. He had a 512 gigabyte SSD with Windows on it, a 1 terabyte Western Digital hard drive that had Yosemite on it, and then a drive shared between the two, MS-DOS, because both systems can write to that. Read and write. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. 2015, all these. So yeah, that's going to be Windows 7. All right. So it's working at any rate. I think the obvious thing to do in proceeding is, I mean, who knows what's on here? This all just came right out of the office and nobody did a thing. Boot it into the recovery partition, format all the drives, reinstall Yosemite, I guess, just to get something on there, and proceed from there. Okay, well, it's been an interesting exploration. If anything of particular interest comes up with this machine, I shall let you know. Well, the attempt to boot into the recovery partition was pretty much a fail. It got about halfway through booting and just sat there and stalled out. So I am now going to attempt to boot into a High Sierra installer flash drive and see what comes up. Okay, so here we're seeing this. By the way, the other thing that I did was to switch CPU trays. I had the single processor tray that I took out of the famous Mac Pro that I've been working on right along. I had upgraded that, so it's a 3.46, much faster, and it's got 48 gig of RAM on it. Maybe that'll help get things going. All right, let's see if we can get into the High Sierra installer. Success. Okay. Disk utility. All right. I'm going to basically erase everything. Okay, yeah, this is the passport that came with it. Okay, there we go. And we'll go down the list. This is, oh yeah, done. Okay, 1 terabyte Western Digital drive. This was the shared drive that was FAT32, sharing data between the Windows and Yosemite installations. There we go. Okay. And one more, the old boot drive. And I feel better about this, you know, because by doing this, we are eliminating all that data that was just stuck on there from the business. Okay. And done. Close out of disk utility. Now, you might think the next step would be to install Mac OS. I am not going to do that. My intention is to shut this machine down, take the High Sierra disk that's in my other Mac Pro, put that in here, and then boot it up. That should save considerable time and that I won't have to reinstall High Sierra. All right, so we shut down and we'll see how that goes. Well, here we are back in the High Sierra installer because I neglected something. This machine has never had High Sierra installed. Therefore, it lacks the High Sierra boot ROM. So I've got to flash the High Sierra boot ROM onto the machine, which I should be able to do by simply starting the installation of High Sierra. And here we go. To install macOS High Sierra, a firmware update is required. To complete the update, click Shutdown and wait for your Mac Pro to power off. Next, hold the power button until the power indicator light flashes or you hear a long tone. All right. And this should work out. Okay then. We click Shutdown. We click Shutdown. And it won't shut down. It's dead frozen. Well, I'll sort this out. So, what I'm going to try doing is taking out the installer drive and then boot into High Sierra, which should now work because we've installed the correct boot ROM. We flashed the correct firmware for the correct boot ROM. We'll find out. Well, it worked. Firmware flash was effective, boot ROM is correct, and as I suspected, at that point I could very simply just boot into the existing installation. All right, this was all good. We can take we're gonna have to content ourselves with the phone capture of the screen. You can do a screen recording in QuickTime and that would be fine, but there is no microphone connected, so what the heck? Let's just tie this up. All right then. Let me get that off the tripod. Now, we see here the Mac Pro mid-2010, 3.46 gigahertz, 6-core Intel Xeon processor. That's the other tray, which originally was in my real Mac Pro over there. 48 gig of RAM, again on that tray, and that was just simply taking out one tray and popping in the other. Storage we've got right now, that drive that I put in there that has got High Sierra installed on it is a 1 terabyte drive. Then there are 2 other 1 terabyte drives. My Passport is a 1 terabyte drive. Those are all formatted now. And the crucial SATA SSD, which I had formatted first of all in macOS Extended. I have now converted that to APFS, and that's going to have other uses. That will not stay in this machine. The machine, there are issues here. Booting it is funny. I suspect because it had been running Windows via Boot Camp. I have never run Boot Camp, so I may have, there may be things I need to do to get rid of it and let it boot like a normal Mac again. But I don't know what they are. I've never completely understood the reasoning behind running Windows on a perfectly good Mac, although there certainly are reasons to do that. There's the memory installed. Yeah, so we're good. We have this machine now. I'm going to take one of those blank 1 terabyte drives, put it back in the other machine so that I'm not down storage there. And as I say, I've got plans for that crucial drive. We shall see where that goes. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this look at the mystery Mac, and it was a mystery. I'm glad all those drives are now cleared now from all of that data. I don't think there was anything financial on there, but I didn't really look, or anything of a highly personal nature. Again, there may have been, but it's gone now. So whoever Jesse, I guess the name was, you can be secure that no one is going to be hijacking your data. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this, and until the next one.